When I was 16, my whole world was turned upside down. I made one of the most horrific decisions in my life, and it cost me. I was charged with first-degree murder, armed robbery with a firearm, and sentenced to 2 natural life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. And I've served 31 years in prison. And my life has been a disaster. What's up, y'all? This JD with Redemption Kings. I'm back again, yeah, y'all. I got some real talk for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? About my life, but also about some crazy stories and the things that I've been through. When I was in prison, that defines the man that's sitting in his chair today talking to y'all. Listen, man, let me tell y'all something. It's been a flip in this world. It's been a change. I'm finna tell y'all what I'm talking about. Listen, man, the young men, they don't respect us old cats no more. The young men don't respect the old cats no more. You know, an older cat can't come and pull a young brother coat no more. Because the young brother know everything already. They got it already figured out. Or is it something deeper? And it's something that I was starting to see early in my prison bed concerning young men and older men in a relationship that we should have. I'm talking about passing knowledge down. I don't care about you not being, blood, because sometimes a friend stick closer than your own blood would. Hey, y'all out there know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But anyway, listen, I remember a time, I had a partner. My dog this was my partner, you hear me? Young cat. And this dude, he had so much swag, man. See, when I see a young dude doing this thing, I don't hate, I congratulate. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was making the correct decisions the same way, I'd be probably in his shoes too. So why I'm gonna hate? Yeah, so, it's a young dude that was my dog, man. I used to give, drop jewels on him all the time, man. And me and him got tight. And there was some things that he could tell me, even though I'm a little bit older than him, that I understood it was real. How can I refute the truth? But everybody, they don't respect young dudes and young people's minds these days. It's some people out there that's young but wise. I've learned that. You never, ever, ever assume anything on anyone. But as the story goes, I'm at South Bay, man. I'm in the dorm. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. It's almost count time. We got butterfly dorms in South Bay, where you got one building and in the middle is the officer station. And then you got wings like dorms, with I think it's like 50 inmates, 36 to 50 inmates on the floor, in a full dorm, and you got each around you. So, they got tables in there where you can eat. You can play chess, checkers on, watch TV from, kick the ball with your friends, whatever. Now, on this particular day, you had a group of old cats in the dorm. They used to love to play dominoes. I'm talking about, listen to me. These dudes on this domino table, you thinking about, Boys in the Hood with Ice Cube and all this. Man, this take domino playing to a whole nother level, but it also exposes the truth that I'm finna share with y'all today about the disrespect, about, us not dropping jewels to these young dudes out there no more. Now, these dudes on the table, they playing bones, they playing dominoes, they slamming, bam, 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 bam. And you know, they do this every day. Ain't nobody sweating these old men. They probably got life sentences and everything else. They probably been in the chain game 50, 60 years, who knows? This is how they get their peace. But one day they invited my partner to sit down and play with them because one of their friends had went on a car ride. So my partner was like, yeah, man, I'll play some dominoes with you old heads. Absolutely. He sat down at the table with them. And after a while, one of the old heads went to talking trash to my dog. Every time he come around, he was slapping his head. You know, and I'm looking from the sidelines, and I'm laughing, I'm good natured, because I'm checking out my dog get whooped by these older cats. But one older cat, he cussing my partner out now. He talking straight trash to my dog. And listen, he don't know that my partner is this dude is a killer. This dude don't play. This young dude is serious. He's on his stuff. I don't care if he was 25, even though this dude was around 30, but to me, he was legit. Anyway, the dude was on himself. He was on top of himself. He was in his square. Pops at the table, young Jit, you ain't gonna whoop me, young Jit. I mean, he talking so much trash. So my dog told me, he said, listen, man. He said, I ain't disrespect you at all, Pop. I came here because y'all asked me to. Pop told him he didn't want to hear that. He didn't care about all that stuff. Only thing he cared about was getting my partner off that domino table and making him feel like the worst individual ever. He could have took that time to drop jewels, but he didn't do that. Instead, you know what he did? He kept talking trash. Kept. So I started to see my dog transformation. He went from being cool to being on fire. Plain and simple as I can see it. So my dog said, you know what? He pushed up from the table. He got up. He said, you know what? I ain't playing dominoes no more. He walked away from the table. So Pop's at the table, steady talking trash. Now my dog got some size on him and everything. But when he get to one of the moves, he's getting on one of the moves. You know, it ain't about the size no more. It ain't about none of that. It's just about handling business. So, unbeknownst to me, and this ain't funny. It wasn't funny when it was there, but it's kind of funny now. Unbeknownst to me, my partner went to the closet and got the biggest mop wringer he can get. Now, Pops was still at the table talking trash. Somebody else had sat down. He's talking trash to them. He doing his thing. Listen, my partner hit this dude with his mouth wringer so hard in the head that Pop jumped up and ran to the phone. He ran to the phone and started dialing, so everybody trying to figure out, man, what this dude doing, man? What's up with this cat? Who he calling? And man, this dude was on the phone trying to call somebody, blood leaking everywhere. Dude chasing him, still at it with the mop ringer. So I'm like, oh Lord, my dog finna kill himself. He finna kill him and finna catch more time. Man, I laughed so hard about that because somebody screamed out, hey man, instead of running to that phone, you need to be running to the officer station. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, it ain't no respect between the older men and the younger guys. Where has it gone? See, when I was younger and I was in prison, I used to have all kind of dudes, 5%ers, Muslims, Christians, all of them, pimps, thugs, all of them used to come and try to teach me how to live the prison life. But at the same time, they was teaching me life as well. And so I had a healthy respect. Plus, I seen some older cats that, I didn't want to play with. I knew these dudes would deal with me precisely. You know what I'm saying? So I left them alone. I knew my place. I knew my limitations. But today, it's nowhere to be seen, man. You got some young dudes out there that'll beat an older cat to death. I done seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? Not the death part, but you know, you never know in the chain gang. Dude get beat, get whooped. You see him on the stretcher, they flying him out. You don't know what happened to dude. You don't know what goes on with them. I don't know what it be like. If you ain't gonna find out, and you ain't gonna know nobody who know nothing about it. It just gonna disappear. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's just like getting sick. You know, you see a dude get real sick and he missing. You be like, oh, dude dead. He out of there. He gone. Ain't no, you don't see him no more in the chain gang. That's how it is. But I don't want to get off script. You know, I want to stay on the facts that I want to talk about. And that's about how the young generation out there don't look up to us old cats the way they used to. You feel me? We can't tell them no more. Why is that? You see it out through prison. I'm out on the streets now, and I still see it. You know, is it because, you know, us older individuals don't understand that, you know, it's a young cat world now. Our time is slowly flowing away. We had our time to shine, and we still got our time to shine. But you got some pops that still want to hold on to that vigor. They still think that, you know, now don't get me wrong, there's some pops that can still do their things, but at the same time, you know, it's some pops that, you know, they still think they 25, but they 69. And they ain't got the same stuff, but they'll try a dude 25, and he was just as vicious as he was when he was his age. You know what I'm saying? So how you don't see the difference? How you don't see a difference? You know what I'm saying? So the respect code, sometimes it blurs, because instead of you telling this young man, man, listen, man, I see you got swag, I see you can fight. Man, let me help you get better. And dude might be like, man, I respect, would you show me something, Pop? And once he see that you know what you're doing, absolutely, he gonna let you show him a few pointers. But if you come saying like, you know what, Jit, man, I see that jumper, man. In my time, I would have told that jumper. Matter of fact, I'd do it now. Jit might call you out on that. And then what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because I done been in a situation where, you know, one of my partners called out a dude. You understand what I'm saying? This dude knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. This young jitterbug got on his tail. You understand what I'm saying? He told me, he said, man, Jit got me. Jit got off. I'm like, yeah, I know. Absolutely. I know, homie. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even been in that situation. Because I know what time this dude bigger than I. You 60-something years old. At the time, I was in my 30s, right? You know, but it was some dudes in their 30s, 6'6", 200-300 pounds. You know, not 300 pounds, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to keep it real with y'all, man. To give y'all, you know, a taste of, you know, the situation at hand right now in our society, in the chain gang, right now. You know, when I was in prison, my mother gave me one of the deepest jewels that I ever had. See, I have a 31-year-old son, and I love him to death. He's the pride of my life. You know what I'm saying? I left him when I was 16. He was just born. And in July, and I got locked up the next month in August. So y'all can understand our relationship. But she told me, she said, Devin, she said, man, every chance that you can, call your son, send him a letter, create a relationship with him that he'll understand that you want to be in his life. And in everything that I did, I tried to accomplish that. Today, even though me and my son, sometimes we get into debates, arguments, as only a father and son should, but our relationship is like this. I love my son, and I know that he loves me, and I respect his mind, and he also respects my mind as well. you know, and not just for the family members. This can be for the young dudes out there that's swaying, man. Look, listen, when you 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, you still swaying. Say I'm lying. You still swaying. You in the wind. You asking people, hey man, what you think I should do about this? Because you ain't man enough to make your own decisions. Yeah, and the reason why you swing and the young brothers out there are swaying so much because they ain't got us strong older brothers to anchor them. Absolutely. Listen, we are growing this world, man. And we stick together. See the chain gang, you know, the brotherhood, you know, everybody standing up for each other. The old cats coming out to protect, you know, a new, you know, person that just came into the chain gang that don't know what's going on, but the officers getting off on them. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all feel me on this here, man. It ain't no more of that no more. It ain't no more of that. In prison, everybody clicked up. You know, now you got some old heads that be leaders of so-called gangs. And, you know, some of these dudes, they smart. These dudes ain't no dummies. These dudes is educated. They got top jobs. They ain't out here running the compound and ain't got nothing to think with. They just using that talent that God has given them wastely. That's all. But let me tell you something. A lot of them cats that I met respected older cats that had some sense. I ain't talking about these old cats that's fools, man. You know, that you see walking around every day. Listen, let me tell you something. I just seen some old cats, man, that I couldn't believe. I seen one situation, right? And I don't know if I told y'all this before, but I had a brother, man, and this was, when I say brother, he was a black dude, he was a brother. Me and him used to kick it. We was cool. Older cat had colon cancer, man. Yeah, either prostate or colon cancer. Tall individual. He was at Cross City with me. Now, you know, to handle the pain that he was in and just the mental state of being in prison with all that time, bro used to get high. And when I say bro used to get high, man. When they came out with that K2 Black, he used to be on it. And one day in the open bay dorm, man, he had got some. But I was telling him, I was like, man, listen, man. You know, just because you going through your little afflictions, man, and they ain't little by a long shot. You know, but life ain't fair. Everybody get a dirty hand sometimes. You gotta just adjust, deal with it, or flown by. Because that day too shall pass. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't take it. So he started doing drugs. He started getting on that black. And one day, I seen him light up a black. Soon as he smoked one hit of it, he fell out. He hit the floor. Bam! I'm like, listen, when he hit the floor, it sounded like, you know, somebody dropped the lock on the floor. I don't know if y'all know what that sound. Let me give y'all another illustration. Because people don't probably know what a lock on the floor sound like dropping unless they've been in prison. You know, say a girl come hit your car window with a bat. That's how it sounds. Splat. Hear him hit that ground. And I look, I'm like, cause me and this dude cool. So I go up to him, I'm like, man, what's up, man? You all right? But he out of there. He out of there, man. Face getting gray. So while I'm talking to him, a white boy come behind me and take the joint that he just got knocked out with and run to his bunk and go to hit the joint. So when I look at him, say, man, why you take this man dope? He up there started jumping up on the bed like this here now. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm going. Cause somebody croaked, they ain't covered it. I ain't going to no, I ain't testifying, you know, no stand. I got out the way. You understand what I'm saying? I got out the way. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, you know what I'm saying? The reason why this story counts is because this dude had so much education. He was wise. But he fell on hard time because of his afflictions. You know what I'm saying? But his days was over. It was over. Drop them jewels to the young dudes that need it. They need it out there. They hungry for knowledge. They hungry for it. They hungry. Let me tell y'all something. For those of y'all that know or think y'all got the shine that y'all feel that y'all have, man, ain't nobody arrived yet. Everybody's still growing. Everybody's still figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? Just because you grown don't mean that, you know what I'm saying, you done got some things, some R's, some N's, that you done made it. Because everybody know, man, you know, some people be stuck in a merry-go-round. They get all the way to the top and then they fall to the bottom. All the way to the top again and they fall to the bottom. They be in a vicious cycle because they ain't had nobody to slap some skin on their head and tell them which way to go. You know what I'm saying? Some people only need a nudge in the right direction. And man, sometimes we see young brothers going astray. You know what I'm saying? And we don't give them the attention that they need and the knowledge that they need to make it to the next level. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill a messenger. That's all I'm saying. We want to be redeemed, man, because we're kings. See, in prison, it's a lot of kings. And believe it or not all of them is black. Not all of them is black. It's some white dudes in there, man, that I really respect. You understand what I'm saying? Because don't get it twisted. You know, people be in the right place to open up the doors so you can get blessed. That's how it was with me. You know what I'm saying? Just because a dude was white, I didn't get mad about that. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes the door be opened up. Sometimes I can open up a door. We kings, man. We kings. I want y'all to understand that. Subscribing to my show has really made me feel good because it let me know that y'all out there feeling me. Comment, I'm gonna reply. Put out the likes, man. Let people know that we trying to redeem the time. We trying to be better than who we was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? See, with these prison stories, especially these Florida prison stories, that a lot of y'all ain't never heard before because Florida prisons is off the chain. It ain't, listen, a lot of up north prisons, you always see about when you talk about prison, California and all this other stuff. Yeah, them prisons tough. But, yeah, the boys down south, they giving you what you want too. But I'm gonna tell you something. You know, a lot of great men was locked up in prison. A lot of great men had to be broken and seen the bottom of the barrel in order to crawl out. And them lucky ones that crawled out that barrel, they know they were so blessed that they can't just go on with their lives. They look back and they see those who are lost and they want to bring them where they at. They want to redeem them too because they know that they are kings. Come take this ride with me, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe to Redemption Kings. Yeah, baby. Peace.